Hey, it's Sam back here. Welcome to this demo for Run a Webinar. I'm excited that you're on the JV page today, and I'm going to demo this as quickly as I can and give you all the information that you need in order to really feel confident that this is a good product for your subscribers and for your customers as well. Now, we created this to create a solution that meant that people wouldn't have to buy GoToWebinar if they wanted a fast webinar solution. The hesitation with Google Hangouts is that it can be slow, and there are some really good systems out there that use Google Hangouts, and that's great. But if you want to have a large number of people on, you want a fast webinar system, and you want a landing page builder replay system, this is a really good option for that. It's been a year in development, and this is a landing page we've created with the system, so people can actually go through and register. As you can see, we've got a range of different landing pages to go through. I've just been building the landing page that we're going to be using for the webinar that we run of the actual launch of Run a Webinar. Now, what you're probably most interested in is the actual software itself. So if we go here, this is the dashboard, and as you can see, we have a lot of opportunities to create webinars. I've run a number of tests, as you can see here, and we've also got 2 upcoming webinars we're running as well. Now, if I was to go and create a webinar, I can create it through this system right here. I click Create, I type in the webinar, so it might be, say for example, how to make money from webinars. We could click on the recording button right here, and it's going to mean that it's going to be recorded automatically when the webinar is running. There's no when you go into GoToWebinar and you forget to click the record button and you lose that recording. With this system, it's done before the webinar, so it's a lot more easy and you're not going to forget. Now, currently we're actually adding different templates. We've got a number of different templates going in here. And we've got previews for those templates as well. That's being built at the moment. It'll be available tomorrow, but I didn't want to hold on another day. I wanted to show you this right now. So we've got custom registration form. That means basically you get a webinar code or an embed code, and that means that you can plug this into ClickFunnels. You can plug this into Optimize Press. You don't need to use our landing page builder at all. Okay, if you want to use a registration, you want to set up with a registration form so you can actually customize the page outside of our system, you're able to do that here. If you, however, though, do want to go ahead and you do want to select another option, then you have to select one of these sequences right here. So let's go back. I'm just going to go back and reselect that now. Create a webinar, how to make money with webinars, save webinar. Then we go to the next. We're going to choose one of our templates. We'll choose template number 1. Then we click next, and we're here. Now, when you're at this template creation menu right here, you'll see a number of different options. First of all, we have a video here. We have other templates that don't have videos. We have the ability to add a logo. Any of the text here is really, functional. It's editable. You can edit it as you want. Say, for example, I wanted to say, make money with webinars, and you can see here as I type, it's updating in here. This is a really special webinar about webinars that's going to show you how to make money with webinars. So you can get the feel. Schedule in, it might be 14th March 2016. We can edit that, or if we wanted to make it 14th March, we can do that, and it will adjust it down here. We're able to also update here and say, come to this webinar, it will be great. And you get the point. I'm not going to go through every single bit of the changing of text, but it's all really quite easy to do. You can also add a thank you page URL. Now, we don't actually generate a custom thank you page URL. If people register, it will say thank you for registering if you don't have one of these added. If you do decide you want one of these added, you can add it in this thank you page URL here. It'll take people to their thank you page URL, and it can be completely customized. It might be a download. Say for example, with the Run a Webinar landing page we've actually got a download people get about how to run webinars successfully. And they'll actually get that to download after they register for our webinar, and then they're registered on the webinar. So we've got social. We can add in our Facebook links. You won't see anything here, but as soon as I start typing, you'll see suddenly a Facebook link come up. So if we want to add Facebook, we want to add Twitter, you want to add Google+, you can do that really easily through the system. You can adjust the media. You can browse for a logo. You can really easily add in a logo as you want, as I'm doing right here. And it's fully customizable. As you can see, it's really easy. When people go through, they'll be able to do this, and they'll be able to edit any component of it. So I'll just go back to the text component, and as we can see, it's 2016, so we'll change that, we'll make it automatic, and then we'll go next step. So as you can see, that's the landing page feature taken care of. Now we're actually scheduling the date of the webinar and the emails. Now this page will change slightly over the next day or so. We've decided to go with a pre-written email sequence template. So this will have, instead of showing a form right now as it does, it'll show basically a template and people will be able to either say yes or no to sending out that template or customize the template as they want. And these sequences will be sent out during the times that someone may want them sent out, between 1 hour, 30 minutes on live, 2 hours, and so on. Let's set the date for a webinar. We'll go for the 9th. We'll put it at 11 a.m. EST. We'll click done, and now we're going to go ahead and add in our details. So it might be this is the description of the webinar, so this will go out in the emails we send out. How to make money with webinars. We've got our email sequence prior, we've got our email sequence prior to webinar. 3 of these, we can send out whatever we wanted to with that, and we can choose when that particular email goes out. You can see this one will go out in 30 minutes, this one will go out after 1 hour, this one will go out after 2 hours, and it might say, join the webinar. It will be great. And, it's a notification saying, hey, there's 30 minutes left, and we'll have templates there to make it easy for people, because I'm assuming people will probably want to take the templates opposed from actually writing it out themselves. Then we click finish, and we finish the creation process. That easy, we're done. Now we can go ahead and we can start the webinar if we want. So I've gone ahead, I've created this webinar. It's going live at the 9th of March, and it'll actually show if those emails have been sent. Now it's sent already a confirmation email if anyone has registered. Okay, if someone was to go here, they were to go ahead and register. Say for example, I went here, I typed in my name, I then typed in my email address, and I clicked submit. Then what's going to happen is I go over to Gmail right here, is that a webinar, that this has been sent out basically. So this is customized to the name of the person, so it'll have their name opposed from the admin account. I'm using the admin account right now. It'll say sam@sambacker.com if I was using my own account, and it'll have my Sam Backer as the send from. So you can see here, they can schedule in their calendar, they can click join and join the webinar at the time that they want. If they wanted to, click join right now. And then we're ready to go. So now it's logging onto the webinar as if I was joining, and I would be able to join. Cool, so here it is. We've got a starting screen saying, hey, the webinar is about to begin. It's saying users. I'm now logged in as a visitor, so I'm logged in as a visitor, and I would be watching this webinar in action right now, seeing what, waiting for the organizer to arrive. This is the starting screen, and as people come on, this is what they'll see. Welcome, webinar is about to begin, so it actually lets them know the webinar is about to begin, and then when the organizer comes in, then it'll, they'll be able to share their screen. So as an organizer, this is how you start a webinar. It has to be done inside of Firefox. The technology we use only works inside of Firefox. So the one restriction, I guess, is that people will have to start their webinar through Firefox if they're actually going to run a webinar. You saw before I was using Chrome to log into the webinar. Now I'm using Firefox to log in and start the webinar. So it's going to take us through the starting process right now, and I'm just going to wait for it to load up. Connecting to the server, loading the different modules. And here we are. We're going to obviously go on the microphone. We're going to click share my microphone, and now it's loading up all the different devices. So here we are. We are now live on the webinar. We can see that Sam is on the webinar. That's me. I could make Sam the presenter, so you can have multiple presenters. I could, Sam's muted right now as it is, but if I wanted to, I could boot the person, I could mute them or unmute them, and I get full control over this. Now what it's doing is it's taking me through the process of getting my camera controls, getting my microphone controls, and making sure that everything is working as it should be, including testing the mic as well. I can click yes, and as you'll see, and as you'll hear, that's because I'm on the webinar at the same time as I'm presenting the webinar. So if I wanted to share my screen, I click up here, I can share my screen. And it says you are now sharing your desktop. So I'm sharing my desktop, as you can see here, and I'm just going to go across back to Firefox. Here we are. All right, so this is what it's showing. It's showing my screen being shared down here, and it shows a quick preview of what it looks like. Now, if I was to navigate around anywhere around the web, you can see here I'm on this particular page right now. It will actually show this particular page. So if I was to go over to Chrome right now, it'll show Chrome. If I was to go to this page, it'll show this page. It's all fully synced with the anyone listening to this particular webinar. So that's how the system works. I can then go ahead, I can use various tools to input data, I can move around still, or if I want to, I can return back to this main presenter screen. I can share my my camera. Okay, as you can see here, I'm currently looking a bit tired, but there we are. I'm on the camera. We can change this, we can make it bigger, we can make it smaller, and we can actually start sharing me talking on the to people that are on the webinar as well. So I can actually show up here with my webcam. It shows that I'm here with my webcam, and if I wanted to turn off my webcam, I just need to turn off this button right here. Cool, so that's the live webinar system. Now when we're ready to finish, then we click log off. We want to log out, we log off, and within a few minutes what's going to happen is, first of all, it'll take people to where we want to take them. So it could take them to a sales page, it could take them to wherever we want them to go. Now what we're going to do is, we're back here, we've finished our webinar, we've logged off our webinar successfully, and the next thing to do is to get the replay. Now this replay will pop up at the end of the time, 1 hour after the date that's scheduled here. If the webinar is continuing to run, then obviously it'll continue to record, but after this particular date, the webinar recording will then become available in this recording section right here. This is where all of the different recordings are featured, and you can actually look through at the different webinars that we've actually gone ahead and recorded through this system right here. So if we're going to play one of those recordings, we'd click view recording, and we could actually, it auto generates a page that we can actually mail out, send out to people to actually view the recording. Or if we wanted to, we're able to go ahead and download this recording. We're going to have a download button here by the time that people start coming in. We've also got stats, so we can actually view stats. We can download a CSV of all the total registered and total attendees. And we've got settings as well to adjust anything. I just realized I need to adjust my name, and we're able to save any of the settings as well. We've also got the ability to integrate Aweber, GetResponse, MailChimp, iContact, Constant Contact. So when anyone goes ahead and actually registers for your webinar, they're going to be they're going to be able to be registered as well as part of the system. So that's the system. This is Run a Webinar. Thank you for listening. I hope you're excited to bring this to your audience, and we look forward to having you on board with this launch. This is Sam Becker. I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.